What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to some more facts, some more random facts about the world. This is 100 plus most unexpected facts about the world. The grammar doesn't seem right on this, but I might just be being stupid, which is definitely a possibility, knowing me. But yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy this. I'm going to react to half of this, so 12 minutes and then another 12 minutes, because I'm in a bit of a rush today. So yeah, I might react, or I will react to the second part in a few days time, so I can finish this video. But yeah, we're going to react to the first 12 minutes here. Hopefully going to enjoy. Links are in the description for my Patreon if you want to see some more videos of mine that I react to. They get blocked on YouTube, and I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. But let's just check this out. Ow.
So, are you one of those curious souls, like me, that wonder how much water trees drink per day? Whether planets can float on water?
I've never had that before in my life.
Pigs popcorn?
But I'd like to know.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but I'm a curious kind of guy. Get ready to find the answers to these and many other burning questions. Cats don't actually know how to use a litter box. Their instinct helps them. Their ancestors did it to hide their scent from more dominant cats and other predators.
What?
The word muscle comes from the Latin little mouse. People in ancient Rome thought some muscles, for example a flexed bicep, had a mouse-like shape. Your body gives off a tiny amount of light.
A mouse?
In other words,
a mouse-like shape? Your muscle has a mouse-like shape? What is that even about? What?
Your body gives off a tiny amount of light. In other words, you're glowing, but nobody can see it with the unaided eye.
So can animals see it?
Babies only make crying sounds, but shed no tears until they're at least several weeks old. Owls don't have eyeballs. Really? Yeah.
I've just clocked that. What? They don't shed tears until they're a few weeks
Crying
old.
sounds, but shed no tears until they're at least...
What the fuck? I had no idea about that. That is ridiculous. What? Holy f...
several weeks old.
What the hell, man? I did not have a clue about that.
Don't have eyeballs. Really? Yeah. Their eyes are shaped more like tubes and held in place by special bones. On the bright side, owls can turn their necks 270 degrees in both directions.
I knew that.
Plus 90 degrees up and down. And they don't even need to move their shoulders at that.
They're such
Nerves are connected throughout your
animals.
body. They carry information from the brain to different organs and back at breakneck speed, up to 260 miles per hour.
Right.
The human heart beats on average more than 3 billion times during its lifespan. Man, if I had a nickel for every time... Your nose has at least 400 different scent receptors. That's why most people can detect around 1 trillion different smells.
So I wonder
That's 3 to 4 times as many as the number of stars in the Milky Way
I wonder what flipping dogs have then. If we have that many, I wonder how many dogs have.
galaxy. An apple is almost 20% air. That's why it floats when placed in the water. Ooh, anyone for some apple bobbing?
What the hell is it?
Pineapples are super slow growers. If you plant the top of a pineapple, you'll have to wait for 2 or 2.5 years for it to start blooming.
Jeez.
American
I'm
buffalo
surprised
herds.
because of that they're not so like they're not as scarce. They're not as scarce then, like, because you'll find pineapples literally anywhere without failure. And sadly, I'm actually quite allergic to pineapple. But when I used to eat it and I enjoyed it, I never had issues getting it.
Often make decisions by voting. For example, when they choose where to travel, animals would stand up one by one, look in a particular direction, and then lie down again. In most cases, the herd then moves in the direction that got the most looks.
See, it's crazy how smart animals really are to like what we think they are, you know? That's crazy.
Oh, by the way, Roger Miller says you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
What?
At first sight, the fluffy rocks hyrax doesn't look somewhat impressive. The animal lives in some parts of Africa and the Middle East, but this 10-pound creature is one of the closest relatives of the 10,000-pound elephant.
What? How does that even make sense?
Your brain tends to change.
Tell me how they're relatives. And the thing is, this thing probably scares the elephant. That isn't like a lie, is it? I was told that from a kid. Elephants are scared of mice and mouses. And obviously this isn't a mouse, but it's quite similar. I mean, it is a mouse actually, isn't it? Well, it looks. It's not actually. It's not. I don't know. I didn't listen to what he said. It's a rodent. I'm sure this would scare the elephant, but how these can be like somewhat similar in any way, I don't understand how that even makes sense.
The 10,000-pound elephant.
Relative.
Your brain tends to change memories with time. That's why you're likely to have at least one false piece of memory, or a whole lot more in my.
I wonder where the false memory comes from. Like, does it like come from dreams and stuff? Because I have sort of memories that I don't know if they're real or not. Like, I sort of think back and I'm like, did this actually happen, or was this just a dream that I had, and I'm sort of tricking my mind, and my mind is tricking me into thinking this actually happened, but I don't actually know if it did or not. So a few things like that. It's weird, man.
The University of Oxford is older than the Aztec Empire. The educational institution was established in 1096. The Aztec Empire was founded 332 years later in 1428.
There was a university in the 1000s. What the fuck?
But who's counting?
That's nuts, you know.
Your blood makes up 7 to 8% of your total body mass. People are more
actually, that's not a surprise. There's so much blood in your body.
Honest when they're tired.
I actually thought that would be more. I'm surprised it's not as much as it. Yeah, I thought it'd be more actually, but maybe not. Muscle and stuff as well.
That's why most confessions are made during late night conversations. At a particular temperature and pressure, frozen liquid can start to boil, and boiling liquid will freeze.
This doesn't make sense.
This phenomenon is called a triple point.
What are you on about? So a liquid could be so hot it freezes, and then a liquid could be so cold it boils. What am I hearing here? What? That doesn't even make sense.
And boiling.
I mean, he's going to explain it, but still, it doesn't compute in my mind.
Liquid will freeze. This phenomenon is called a triple point. For water, it's a bit more than 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 611 pascals of pressure.
What the hell?
Your body loses from 30,000 to 40,000 skin cells every hour. Within a day, you shed almost 1 million skin cells. Look behind you. There's a big pile of you on the floor.
That's pretty insane. I wonder if someone with eczema, do they shed more or would you shed less? As an eczema fiend myself, I don't know if fiend's the right word. Yeah, would that mean your skin sheds quicker then? Because like I'll get dry in between my arms here. And I used to get it bad on my head. Luckily I've found some creams recently that have helped a lot. But yeah, I wonder if your skin sheds more if you've got eczema or if it sheds less.
A big oak tree can drink 100 gallons of water per day. And a giant sequoia usually consumes 500 gallons in one day.
All to help us breathe though, you gotta love it.
Horses use facial expressions to communicate their feelings. These expressions are rather similar to those people make. For example, horses raise inner eyebrows to show sadness, fear, and surprise. They also pull back lip corners in submission or greeting. Probably where the expression, "Hey, why the long face?" comes from.
I wonder how humans found this out.
Marge Simpson's hairstyle is super tall, not without reason. She uses it to hide her rabbit ears, or at least it was supposed to be this way. The creators were going to make the big reveal in the last episode of the first season, but then they decided the cartoon had gotten too realistic and left Marge with just an unusual hairstyle.
I missed watching The Simpsons, man. I know people say it's gone downhill, but I watched a video on YouTube about how it's gone a bit downhill. But I used to bang this show out, man. When I was a kid, I used to love it so much.
Placebo sleep is when you make your brain believe you've slept well. If you're convincing enough, it can boost your brain performance.
Wouldn't work for me. Would not work for me.
A moose's antlers are so sensitive, they can feel a fly landing on them. The human brain is shrinking. Over the last 10,000 years, its mass has become 1 tennis ball smaller. Luckily, it hasn't influenced how smart people are. Explains why I stink at tennis, too. An adult's body consists of 7 billion atoms. That's 7 and 27 zeros. 65% of them are hydrogen atoms, 24% oxygen, and 10% carbon. The remaining 1% is other elements, like copper, zirconium, lead, and so on.
What?
Grizzly bears have such a strong bite that they can crush a bowling ball. That's why you almost never see grizzly bears bowling.
What? They can crush a bowling... Oh my days, imagine that imagine it doing it to your skull then. Well, that's a grisly thought, but flipping heck. I just saw what I'd done there, grisly. Come on, I didn't even mean that. But that is a grisly thought. Oh my days. But they can just. But surely their teeth would just get destroyed. I wonder if a bear didn't have any teeth and any claws, they'd still just crush your skull, wouldn't they? Because there's just so much pressure in the bite.
Bamboo species holds the world record for being the fastest growing plant on Earth. It grows 35 inches per day. Scientists discovered.
What? Again, I'm coming in late to these. These facts are hitting me late.
Bamboo species holds the world record for being the fastest growing plant on Earth. It grows 35 inches per day.
No way is that even a thing. You could literally watch it and you could see it growing. That's ridiculous, man. How is that even possible?
Scientists discovered 14 new species of dancing frogs in 2014, raising the total number to 24. Maybe they could do a revival of a chorus line.
Imagine how many species we don't know about.
The largest city in the world is Tokyo. It has a population of 38.5 million people. That's 4.5 times more than the population of Switzerland and more than twice bigger than the population of the Netherlands.
Is ridiculous.
Your earlobes become longer as you age because of gravity. It causes them to stretch, sag, and look as if they're growing. Trained pigeons can distinguish between Pablo Picasso's and Claude Monet's paintings. And if they sit on a stool while they paint, well, you can kind of guess their nicknames.
Bro, I do not like pigeons.
Bubbles
I'm not gonna
can help
lie.
you keep the water in your bath warmer for longer.
Or seagulls.
They serve as a kind of insulation and reduce heat loss.
That's kind of wild.
Some penguins propose to females by giving them a perfect, in their opinion, pebble. Humans use a different kind of pebble.
That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute, you know.
Foreign accent syndrome is a real, although extremely rare. Foreign accent syndrome is a real, although extremely rare condition. It can be caused by a brain injury. People who have this condition start speaking in their native language with a foreign accent.
What the fuck?
Archaeologists have discovered some evidence that proves there were takeout restaurants in Pompeii.
No way.
If you couldn't escape the volcano.
No way. How have they discovered that then? What, you deliver and you could get flipping... you could get some food delivered to your house, or you can go to the restaurant. No chance. If that's true, that's insane, but I'm sure that ain't true.
Knows eruption in time, then you were eating in.
That's a wild thought,
When
though.
you try to remember something in the past, you don't recall the original event. You actually remember the last time you thought of it. The Chevrotain, also known as mouse deer, is a tiny animal that looks like a miniature deer with fangs.
It's like a sausage dog. What
When you
the
sleep.
fuck have I just seen? Oh no, this is right at the bottom of the food chain. There's no way this survives anything. Oh god, what is going on here? This is the weirdest thing I've ever
Looks
seen.
like a miniature deer with fangs.
What the fuck?
When you sleep, your brain is getting cleaned. Special fluid flushes through it and washes away dangerous toxins and harmful proteins that have built up there during the day.
Oh shit.
Saturn could float in water because the planet is a gas giant and is less dense than water.
Mad.
Your brain accounts for 2% of your body weight. At the same time, it uses up to 20% of all the oxygen and calories your body consumes.
It uses 20% of your calories. God damn.
Because of warmer weather.
Thinking does a lot then, doesn't it? It does a lot for you. Like, if you're thinking, that means you're burning a good amount.
More turtles are born female than male.
Damn.
Chihuahuas have the biggest brain in the dog
That's
world.
good for the males, actually. Not very good for the females. There's probably a lot of female turtles that don't get any action. But for the males, god damn, they're almost guaranteed then.
Chihuahuas have the biggest brain in the dog world, relative to their body size.
Okay,
of course.
about to say. I was about to say.
The ampersand symbol was formed from two letters, E and T. ET is the Latin word for and.
Oh shit.
Spider silk is 5 times as strong as steel of the same weight. Researchers claim that a spider silk rope 2 inches thick could stop a flying Boeing 747.
I always hear these things, man.
Your finger can feel
no way
objects
that's
as tiny
true.
as your hair width. In other words, if your finger was the size of our planet, you'd be able to tell the difference between cars and houses. Up to 85% of
Mad.
all the oxygen on Earth is produced in the world's oceans by tiny creatures called phytoplankton. They are so small it's hard to see them without a microscope. Living near the surface, they convert sunlight into energy. The byproduct of this process is oxygen.
So imagine they just suddenly went extinct. We'd be screwed. God, the ecosystem, like the system. I keep forgetting the words that I'm trying to find, but like animals, the food chain. If that goes like tits up, because I guess it is part of the food chain, right? Unless it's just so small it's not eaten. But if it is part of the food, because I hear plankton, and plankton is something that's eaten by like whales and stuff. But yeah, if the food chain goes tits up, we're all gonna suffer big time, man. God damn it! So it's a worry, but
One person in
interesting to know.
10,000 has a condition called situs inversus. That's when an internal organ is reversed or mirrored from its usual position. In most cases, it's a complete right-to-left reversal of all abdominal organs.
Oh wow.
The tardigrade, also known as
That's
the water
wild.
bear, is a microscopic creature that's famous for its survival skills. It can live through extreme temperatures from 300 to minus 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and the pressure that's 6 times stronger than at the ocean floor.
Bro, it looks
The
like it's
creature
from
can also
Star
survive
Wars.
in a complete vacuum. Tardigrades
Oh.
sometimes spend almost 10 years without food.
Jeez.
If a guinea pig, especially a baby, gets excited, it starts popcorning. It means that the animal begins to hop up in the air, which looks like a kernel of popcorn in a microwave.
I want to see it
When
though.
you lose weight, your fat cells don't just disappear into thin air. They also slim down and become smaller. It works the other way around too. When you gain weight, your fat cells grow in size as well. There are more than 24 time zones in the world. It means they aren't exactly 1 hour apart from each other. Many time zones have just a 30 to 45 minute difference from their neighbors. Without your pinky finger, your hand would lose almost half of its strength. The pinky is critical for a strong grip.
What? Holy shit.
Graphite in pencils is a super soft mineral. It has to be mixed with a clay binder to keep its form while you're writing. But at the same time, graphite contains the same atoms as one of the hardest materials on Earth, diamonds.
God damn.
Your mind wanders 30% of the time while you're doing your day-to-day tasks. When you're walking,
Bro, mine's definitely more than 30% of the time. I'll find myself, even when I'm like doing these videos sometimes, I'll just have a little moment where my mind's just wandering and it's thinking about something completely different, you know. My mind is not focused at all. I sort of have to force myself to focus, you know.
or driving along a deserted highway, it
Yeah.
might be even more,
I'd be screwed, man. I would be absolutely screwed.
up to 70% of the time. With their teeny bodies and long tails, elephant shrews may resemble small rodents or opossums, but they're actually more closely related to real
Look
elephants
at the
than
size
shrews.
of his nose. What the fuck?
Sign language is an official language in 41 countries. There are up to 300 sign languages, including international sign language.
God damn.
Acacia trees growing all over the African savanna.
Yeah, these
have
are
a
the
na-
most African trees possible. Like when I think of Africa, these are like what I think sort of like in the wild, like, you know. But they're interesting. They are like, you don't see them anywhere else. I guess they are just in Africa. Wait, did he even mention that?
Acacia trees growing all over the African savanna have a natural security system. When an animal starts to gobble up acacia leaves, the tree starts to produce more tannin to the levels that are toxic to animals. Then the tree emits ethylene gas. This cloud reaches other trees and warns them about
What?
the danger, so they can begin to produce their own tannin.
Hey yo, that's nuts. That's where I'm gonna end it here. This video is good though. I'm definitely gonna react to part 2 as long as people want it. But holy fuck, there's some wild things in this world, man. God damn, my head is fried. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Again, if you want me to react to the other part, I'll do it soon. But yeah, that's it pretty much. Until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.